All right, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Just going live. And we are good. Let's see. Where am I here? Hello. Hey, Marcel. Just go to referlife.com and click on the little Zoom button that's on the top. Was that the one I just sent now or the one I sent earlier today? Okay. If you click the image, I think it takes you there, doesn't it? Okay, on referlife.com, there's a little Zoom up in the top right-hand corner. Just click it. There was one that went out earlier today too. Yep. Okay. All right, everybody. We'll be with you here shortly. Give a few couple of minutes for a few more people to come on. They were trying to find the link. So everybody knows if you go to referlife.com, the Zoom link is now on the top right-hand corner where it just says Zoom. And if you click that link, it will bring you to the Zoom call. So it's real easy to find, referlife.com, Zoom on the top right-hand corner, right where it shows you the translation link. All right, we'll still give it just a few more minutes, not few more minutes, but 2 more minutes just to allow. Okay, even though we're streaming live on Facebook at the same time, we will start in about 30 seconds. Today, we're going to be talking about healing with purpose and how H3O2 structured and energized water can help when people are facing this challenge. So good to know. And you'll find this information, I hope, really interesting. And, as somebody who has lost a brother from cancer, um, this becomes very important as me personally. Natural is the only way I would fight. And when we can take care of ourselves in advance, it's the best way. Prevention is the best. So let's get this started now then. So welcome everybody. This is Mike Butler, and tonight we're going to be talking about structured energized H3O2 water. So to people who are listening today, if you are having challenges and you're dealing with something like cancer, today, we hope that by providing this little bit of information about water and the quality of the water that is in your body and that you consume, that we can give you a little bit of guidance and hopefully a little solution that might make the fight a little bit easier to cope with. We aren't guaranteeing anything, but the science is here. And the science is really quite profound. I've gone through this information like a couple of times, and I can totally understand how the value of this water is potentially capable of making a significant difference in these people's lives. So let's go through this and let's see where we end up. And let's see what kind of questions that we come up with as we try to weave our way and decipher through this information. And I'll try to make it make logical sense for you, just as it did for me. So again, let's start with healing with purpose and how H3O2 structured and energized water offers new hope in the fight against cancer. I'll turn my camera on so you can see me. How's that? Okay, so um, in order to build up people's hopes when they're fighting against something like this, I think anything that can give them an additional bit of hope and they can feel the difference is a good thing. So for us, when we're sharing this information, we can look at it as this statement says, to do good is to do well. True success is found not just in creating something of value, but in creating something that heals, sustains, and brings joy to the lives of others. And that's what Ian has created here, something that truly does impact and make a big difference in people's lives. I will share with you a little story when we get to the end of the presentation, another personal side, but not me personally, but it's interesting information. So, when we think about health and healing, we often look to the complex and the synthetic. Yet sometimes the most profound answers lie in the fundamental elements that surround us. We at Refer Life believe that a product must serve a higher mission. We serve this product up to people to uplift humanity. There can be no greater calling or joy in life than to deliver modern science that is rediscovering the profound healing potential hidden within the simplest structures on Earth. Today, water is that simple structure, substance, and it is super powerful. So for decades, we have understood water as H2O, a simple liquid that hydrates our bodies. But a quiet revolution in biological science has revealed that water is not just a passive solvent, it is an active dynamic participant in cellular health. This discovery of the fourth phase of water, known as H3O2 exclusion zone water, is reshaping our understanding of cellular energy, metabolism, and disease. So I'm going to read this information because I believe it's important that it's delivered precisely the way it was delivered for me. So bear with me. So the discovery of the fourth phase of water, it goes beyond ordinary water. So in classrooms around the world, we're taught that water exists in three stages: solid, which is ice; liquid, which is water; and gaseous, which is vapor. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to get a drink. Did not follow up with my sorry about that. Didn't have my drink beside me. So when water comes into contact with hydrophilic which surfaces, which is water-loving surfaces, such as the membranes of our cells, it undergoes a remarkable transformation. The molecules organize themselves into a hexagonal crystalline lattice. In doing so, they push out in the impurities and the solutes, creating an exclusion zone. So this structured water is no longer H2O. Its chemical formulation shifts to H3O2. So now this transformation is not merely structural, it's energetic, because H3O2 is denser, more viscous, and crucially, it holds a negative electrical charge, and it functions like a biological battery capable of storing and delivering energy to the cells. We've talked about this over and over again, how important The water is, the salt is, everything that's conducting that electricity within our bodies. So the characteristics of H3O2, which is the structured water, it possesses several unique properties that distinguish it from bulk tap water. So we mentioned the negative charge. It carries a measurable negative charge that's providing the electrical potential that's necessary for cellular communication and energy transfer. The exclusion zone of toxins. As the hexagonal lattice forms, it naturally expels toxins, creating a pristine environment for cellular function within your body. Now the energy storage. It absorbs ambient energy, particularly infrared light, and stores it, acting as an intercellular power source. And then with what we do, we enhance that with the 37 frequencies, which actually power your cells even further. So this is the comparison between H2O, your bulk water that comes out of your tap. We've gone over it before, but for people who are seeing this for the first time, it's important to understand that the water that comes out of your tap is certainly not the same water that's inside of your body that makes your body do all the processes that it has to do. The water that's in our tap does not enhance life like H3O2 does. The water that's in your tap, what it does and what it is, it's a randomly structured, disorganized water molecule. It has no direction. It has no organized structure to say that it has purpose that is above and beyond just being water. It's got a neutral charge, lower density, limited energy storage, less organized near cell membranes, and it's associated with cancer cell environments. Now we start to talk about the disease itself and how the H2O and the H3O2 differ within the body. So now let's look at the H3O2, structured, energized. It's hexagonal, ordered, and structured. It's got a negative charge, it's got higher density, and it stores and releases energy much like a battery does. It's got an abundant, healthy cell membranes, and it supports your mitochondrial function. So the H3O2, the water that's already in your body, imagine that you're adding to it this bulk, tap, disorganized, unstructured water, and you want your body to absorb it, clean your body with it, and it's not capable of doing the job properly. Henceforth, when you reach for your structured and energized water, all the processes in your body are improved, and in turn, so is your health and your well-being. So the Cancer Connection, a tale of lost order. To understand how H3O2 can help cancer patients, we must first look at what goes wrong within a cancer cell. While conventional medicine often views cancer primarily as a genetic disease, a growing body of evidence supports the bioenergetic theory of carcinogenesis. This perspective, rooted in the work of Nobel laureate Otto Warburg, views cancer fundamentally as a metabolic and energetic disease. You know, it's funny, I've never heard of Otto before, but I've ran into Otto several times today. It's amazing how we can say where life works or the internet works. You think about it and they show up. So Otto is very good. So the Warburg effect and cellular chaos means that healthy cells rely on a highly efficient process called oxidative phosphorylation within the mitochondria to produce energy, ATP. This process requires oxygen and generates a massive yield of 36 to 38 ATP molecules per glucose molecule. So cancer cells, however, undergo a metabolic shift even in the presence of oxygen. They abandon this efficient process and revert to an archaic low energy survival mechanism known as anaerobic glycolysis, which is fermentation. This is the Warburg effect. It produces only 2 APT molecules, forcing the cell into a desperate rapid growth survival mode. I wanted to deliver the exact wording towards the cancer cells and the Warburg effect and why. Now let's look at it visually. So here we can see healthy cells on the left with the mitochondria, oxidative phosphorylation, and the 36 to 38 ATP molecules. And here, this is where the bad cancer cells are depleted H3O2. They're unstructured in water. It's damaged mitochondria. And the fermentation is what's happening within the body that's going to allow everything to deplete and the cancers to grow, in essence. As I saw Warburg in a YouTube or a Facebook post today, and this is the man who stated that no disease can grow and thrive in an oxygen-rich environment. And that is something that I have really stood by for decades now, since I found out about oxygen, to the point of um, finding sources of oxygen that can increase your ORP, your oxygen retention in your body. And so now with this water, you are getting the hydrogen and the oxygen increased in your body and in such a natural way on account of the fact that you are doing it through the water, and the water is now cleansing and powering every cell in your body to a much more healthier degree. So, and now the role of water in the metabolic disruption. So again, this is all backed by science. It's all backed by research. These people that are doing these researches, their function and their goal in life is to really get to the root of mankind to find out how to best influence people in the most easy and natural way to attain better well-being, better health. So recent research published in the Journal of Cancer Research updates and highlights a critical, often overlooked factor in this metabolic shift, and that is the loss of intracellular water structure. So healthy cells are brimming with structured H3O2 water. This easy water surrounds the mitochondria, facilitating the efficient transfer of electrons and maintaining the precise organization required for healthy metabolism. In contrast, cancer cells exhibit high entropy, which is disorder, and they lose their structured water, causing the intracellular environment to become chaotic and unstructured. So let's just take that picture that I was looking at earlier on. And I want to back up to it for just a second, because this rings to me now a way for you to actually maybe understand where I'm coming from with this. So you have a choice. You can walk around with your water in your body performing, looking like this. by simply drinking the right water. And the other option, the only other option, which is it's like any structured water will get you this, but the option is this. If you look at this and you would like to have this as what's powering your body, or more likely sucking the life out of your body on account of the fact that it's not capable of giving life, it's only capable of sucking life, that because you'd have to do everything possible, because as you watch what's going on around us today, everybody's in a heavy decline. The EMF is everywhere. And if the EMF is everywhere, that means that it's literally restructuring the water that's inside of your body right now. And that's my point here. The water is being restructured inside of your body because of all the devices that you have around you, the Wi-Fi, the cell phones, everything. So you're walking around like this, and we can change it to this and make it so that your body functions way better. So back to where we were. And so without the protective and energetic properties of H3O2, the mitochondria falters. The cell loses its order information degree, reaching a state of near death that triggers the chaotic, uncontrolled proliferation characteristics of cancer. So again, for the cellular state, you want healthy cell over the cancer cell. You want the high levels of ordered H3O2 easy water. You don't want it to be depleted in your body or anywhere. You want energy production at the highest, where you've got your 36 to 38 ATP. And you want a biological outcome that says you have order, control, division, and your natural cell death is happening its way, and it's not being caused by chaos in the water that you're drinking, and you have a better chance of living a better life all around. That's what the water will do. Love to talk to you about that in a second. So bringing the balance and how H3O2 works as a therapeutic pathway. So if the loss of structured water is a fundamental driver of the cancerous state, then restoring H3O2 offers a profound therapeutic opportunity. This approach aligns perfectly with the philosophy of providing genuine, purposeful care and treating the root cause of the imbalance rather than merely attacking the symptoms. So, orthomolecular hydration therapy is where researchers are now exploring orthomolecular hydration therapy. That the intention there is restoration of structured water within the body to combat cancer. So, in essence, there's people doing the therapy with the water now, H3O2, to combat cancer. Interesting. The goal is not necessarily to eradicate the tumor through toxic means, but to change the biological terrain so that cancer cells can no longer thrive. By increasing the levels of easy water inside the cell, the intracellular environment returns to a state of order and organization. This reestablishes the cell's normal metabolic course. When the mitochondria regain their function, the cell can switch back from primitive fermentation to healthy respiration. Crucially, this restoration of order allows the cells to remember how to undergo apoptosis, the programmed cell death that cancer cells evade. And that looks like this. This is a cancer cell with a 2 ATP versus a healthy cell with 38 APT, 19 times more the energy of a cancer cells. And you can feed that ATP with the easy water and the H3O2, because a healthy cell can be 85% more healthy versus the cancer cell at an early stage and advanced cancer at this stage. You can see that the water in a healthy cell, the more water you have in your cells, especially H3O2, the better the chance is for you to have stronger fight against the cancer cells that are in your body. And again, coming back to understanding a little bit more about how this works, anything that feeds oxygen into the body, hydrogen into the body, and can slow the growth is one side of how the H3O2 can help with somebody who's dealing with cancer, as an example. There's still another side to this. So the benefits of H3O2 therapy for cancer patients. So the emerging clinical and scientific evidence points to several profound benefits of increasing structured water and molecular hydrogen for those undergoing cancer treatments. So you're going to have a reduction in oxidative stress. So cancer treatments like chemotherapy and radiation generate massive amounts of destructive free radicals. H3O2 and molecular hydrogen act as a selective antioxidant, neutralizing the most harmful radicals without interfering with the treatment's efficacy. So these are all things now that people can use and look at to improve the treatment that they are going through. So people are still going to make the decisions as far as how they want to deal with their situation. Our situation here is we want to provide guidance and the opportunity to make that a more positive experience all the way around. And hopefully when we say positive, we mean from the way it affects you on a personal level, if it was you, and you were looking for more comfort in the way the treatments would affect you. And I say comfort, I'm talking about from the tip of your head. Your brain is surrounded by water. So how you think is going to be very important when going through this process. How you feel, the energy level in your body, the ability to feel stronger, to be stronger. All of these things are all playing a part. Also, your mental state affects the people that are around you. Your positive attitude and feeling better affects the people that are around you. So the whole purpose of this is to see how we can influence with the information and then the water to make life better. So the
Injury.
treatments and side effects. So
Injury in the movie.
Patients consuming hydrogen-rich structured water during radiation therapy experience significantly less fatigue, improved appetite, and a better overall quality of life. Now, this is important because having experienced, what this is like for people, the families and the people going through it, all of these things are super important for getting rest, putting nutrition in the body, and having the best that you can have while going through it. So tumor suppression. Animal models have demonstrated that the administration of hydrogen-rich water can suppress tumor growth and improve survival rates, likely by restoring metabolic order and reducing chronic inflammation. One of the most important things that this water does is remove inflammation from the system. So all of these things are capable of helping the body to, if you can slow the growth of a tumor, even reduce, or any kind of positive impact or influence is a good thing. Having a strong mind, really good. Cellular protection. The EZ layer acts as a physical and energetic shield, protecting healthy DNA and RNA from the collateral damage of these conventional therapies. Very important. You want to maintain as much of your healthy cells and your healthy DNA and the activity within your body as possible. And the way you want to have this happen is somehow you want to um, kind of isolate the issue and hopefully get it to dealt with in uh, natural or whatever net way it works for you, way that is going to get you more comfort, more resolve, and feeling better. That's all there is to it. So any benefit is good benefit because it is something that is not fun, but at the same time, when you've got to go through it, you want to do it the best that you possibly can. Again, this is some sampling so you can get a visual of what that means. So the reduction in oxidative stress, like 82%, support for the mitochondrial, up 78%, promotes cancer cell apoptosis, 70%, reduces chemoradiation side effects, 75%, improves cellular hydration, 90%, restores metabolic order, 68%, enhances immune function, 72%, and protects DNA and RNA integrity, 65%. These are positives that can help somebody, like we said, be better, feel better, and heal better. Sending love to all. So, how to build your H3O2 in the body, a purposeful approach. Well, there are different ways that you can increase the H3O2 in your body, but really it's about increasing not just the H3O2, but the energy, the frequencies, the conductivity. So if you want to do it in a more natural way, in certain ways, sunlight, infrared light, infrared sauna, mineral-rich water, raw fruits and vegetables, movement and exercise, grounding and earthing. You combine all these things together, you can accomplish the goal of attaining H3O2 using these building strategies. But when you simply strap our frequency collar onto a bottle and run water through it, it will give you the water that you're looking for. Recharge your collar with the app, and you can run and have water for you, your plants, your pets, and everything that you want it for in an instant. So healing is not a passive process. It is an active engagement with the forces of life. Just as Refer Life and Biophotonic Water seeks to empower individuals to take control of their vitality, building H3O2 in the body is something that patients can actively pursue through natural, purposeful practice with the biophotonic charger and the frequency bottle collar. So here, you're going to harness the power of light. We talk about it, and through our technology, we infuse the water through the flashlight of the camera of the phone, through our app connected to the lab in Hamburg, Germany. When you click the start button, it instantly opens and downloads the biophotons and the frequencies to your water, to your liquid, and whatever it is. So light is the primary catalyst for building easy water. Dr. Pollitt's research demonstrate that infrared light in particular expands the exclusion zone dramatically. Sunlight, safe, mindful exposure to natural sunlight provides a full spectrum of healing frequencies, including near and far infrared light. So infrared therapy, far infrared therapy, also known to be very good for the body and probably really good for people who are dealing with cancers also. And So infrared therapy, these use of infrared saunas are targeted light therapy devices, such as those integrated into our modern biophotonic technologies, and can penetrate deep into tissue, directly charging the intercellular water and expand in H3O2 network. So yes, if you have specific areas of concern, you can definitely use the biophotonic light directly on your body and have it send that energy, the light therapy, and the frequencies deeper into your cells and into the tissues in order to affect positive change. So there is no limit to where we can use this technology when it comes to the healing powers that it possesses and how well and natural this thing is when it comes to improving mankind as a whole. So this now is showing you how the sun interacts with our cells and how this is the exclusion zone around us, and these things work together. So nature has the way for us to absolutely have everything that we need. And this is my point for bringing this out. If we were living out in the mountains up in the Himalayas and we had the sunlight beaming down on us and we had the water coming through the streams and it was being influenced by the light and the energy all around it, and we were able to consume this water, we would be in good shape. We wouldn't have the negative effect of all the things, the devices, the technology, the Wi-Fi, the EMF, the cell phone towers, the smart meters, living in our concrete jungles, which have put us under such stress and pressure that we have to find solutions that are capable of taking us and giving us back the nature, the life source that we so truly need in order to live healthy. So that's why we need to take this education and bring it to the masses.
Never go get mom an ice cream.
And it. The fact that things have changed so drastically in our environment, and we need to counter. We need to learn new skills to go into the fight in order to live out our life. And that's what we're bringing to the fight, is the simplest, most efficient tools to structure your water the way you need it and energize it so that it works. That's what the biophotonic charger and the frequency collar does for life and for your water.
How about your
So,
dogs?
all of this is
About
to bring
day,
us back-
dogs.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah,
all
about
of
day.
this is
Not
to
till
bring
next
us back
Yeah,
to
how day.
all of this is to bring us back to grounding. First and foremost, we need to take back the earth as our life source. The earth's surface was abundant with free electrons. So, and when we made direct physical contact with the ground, walking barefoot on the grass or in the sand, you can do it at the beach because chances are the beach is not going to be as polluted. But finding grass that isn't contaminated by windmills or cell phone towers or any types of grounding your smart meter into the ground, all of these things are all changing the energy of the earth. Lightning strikes change the energy of the earth. So there are natural things, but mostly it's the man-made things that are affecting us the most. And so we need to reverse. And in essence, when I say reverse, I mean literally reverse. All the man-made things are spinning clockwise, and we need to stop, put a hold on it, and start everything turning counterclockwise in our body, in our mind, and in our way of thinking, living for the moment, living for today. Try not to live in the past, try not to live in the future, and focus on taking care of ourselves and our needs daily, and we will live great life. So again, Because easy water is negatively charged, this influence of electrons directly supports the building of the H3O2 battery within our cells, reducing systemic inflammation in the process. So, consuming living water is the next thing that we've been talking about. So now we know the problem, the EMF, and by drinking and spraying with the water or drinking the juices, we are now having the ability to neutralize the EMF in our bodies. Showing people this is absolutely amazing. We want to be doing events as we move forward. I will be doing events in and around from here to the GTA because this is the way that this product really emphasizes the importance, and testimonials. The testimonials are wonderful, but consuming this living water, because not all water is created equal. The water found inside fresh raw fruits and vegetables is already H3O2 in the structured phase. But as every hour passes, that fruit becomes contaminated and it starts to change. So by consuming a diet rich in plant-based, hydration delivers pre-structured water directly to the cells. And additionally, drinking mineral-rich spring water or water that has been vortexed or spun helps to organize the molecules into a more coherent state. Important fact is the water that you consume is very, very important. Forget about the water that's in your tap. Forget about the water that's you're buying at the store in bottles. And I'm even going to tell you today, forget about reverse osmosis. And what you need to do is you need to take the water that's coming out of your tap, run it through our strap or our app, and that water now becomes absolutely safe, consumable, energized, and healthy for your body. When it goes in, because it's structured, it will cluster and it will remove the impurities that are in your body. It will flush out the toxins. But while it's removing all the negativity, it's going to enhance your positivity and make you stronger, physically stronger, emotionally more balanced, energetically more balanced, everything within your body is going to be more structured, more balanced, and more energized, less pain, less inflammation. Life becomes better every single day. The more you consume the water on a more consistent basis, the better your life becomes on a daily basis. This is our app, and the flashlight shines into the water and structures the water. This is our collar, goes around any bottle. It can take a cheap bottle of wine and make it taste like an expensive bottle of wine. It can structure any liquid, is the point here. Not for you cancer people, but the point being, if you need to drink, you want to make it nutritious. You want whatever you're putting your body at this stage to be healthier, to be supplying more nutrients to your body, making the body stronger to build up that fight that you require. I can tell you that sincerely, I wish all the things that I do now was available when my brother passed from cancer 27 years ago. So, it has a lot of meaning in order to say that, to share this information with people. You hope that people are absolutely listening, actually picking up some of the good intentions that are meant from providing this information. And everything that I'm focusing on here moving forward is about showing where our bio water impacts, meets your life, influences your life, and changes it. So this is the only thing that's important for us moving forward. Whether or not people decide that they want to have the water, things we know are different. Everybody's situation is different. So at this point, all we can do is provide the information and provide the access to the products that make the difference. And hopefully you find your way to making it an impactful part of your treatment, recovery, and future, because it's going to be very important. Because once you start, I promise you, you won't stop. So the next part is movement and flow. So stagnant water loses its structure. In the body, movement such as gentle exercise, yoga, tai chi promotes the flow of blood and lymphatic fluid. This mechanical action, combined with the heat generated by the muscles, which emits infrared energy, encourages the formation of easy water throughout the fascia and cellular networks. There's hope for absolutely everybody here. So by starting to understand your body and the needs, and so this information is not just for you people who are dealing with the disease. The information is absolutely for everybody. Because if you had started this before you got the disease, there might be something else we would be talking about here at this point, if you understand my meaning. Prevention is the cure for everything, first and foremost. And then once you're in the situation, then you deal with it in a practical way that works for you. And we wish everybody well. So now, before we go any further, let's sample the product and the water. So take a minute and grab 2 glasses of water from your tap. This will do it just fine. Grab two glasses of water from your tap, same source, same amount of water. Put one away from the screen so that it's not being influenced by the light that I'm going to shine into my camera. That's going to come to your screen, and you're going to hold the second glass up to the light. And believe it or not, when that light hits the glass and the water that's in the glass, we are going to change that water from H2O to H3O2. While you're getting your 2 glasses of water, I'm going to tell you that you're going to want to smell both glasses after. You're going to want to taste both glasses after, and you're going to want to feel the texture of the water from both glasses after. And I would also recommend that you look at the water after the one has been structured when you're bringing it up to your nose to smell it. So compare them visually, smell them, taste them, and then feel them. And then you will have a very good idea what we are talking about. So I think you should have had enough time to gather your 2 glasses. And now I will fire up my camera and adjust my screen. Okay, and when I start this and hold the light up, just hold the glass up to the screen and make sure the other one is far away from the light. Thank you. Here we go. This takes about 42 seconds, and I will do it twice.
Mike, you don't have it on the main screen.
Let me talk. Hold on here. Hold on. Testing, testing. Do you have me
Yep.
now?
No, you're up in the top corner, not the main
Hold on.
screen.
I don't know. You're on my screen now. Can't see. Okay, okay, let's see what happens now. I'll do it again.
No, you're still in your top corner.
Why am I down there? Hang on. Testing, testing.
No, we still see the yoga picture.
Hmm. I don't know what to say. It's I don't know what I did different. Nothing. Should still work there. I wish I could get it bigger. Testing, testing. Oh. Okay. Hopefully that did work for you. I have to play with this thing again to figure out why that, because it worked fine last time, but okay. Anyway, so again, hopefully you've got enough, if you are testing it out, you've got enough of the light onto your screen, onto your glass to actually influence it. If you held it right up to the image, it should work. So you should be able to actually notice, well, you tell us, can you notice a difference within the two? Um, I'm going to continue on. Put your hand up and we will, almost at the end here. So at the end, we will discuss the water and I will tell you a little story also at that time. So as we said, yeah, not all water is Canadian. So, yep. And we talked about, yes, the yoga and movement. So in conclusion, we're on a mission of genuine healing because the story of H3O2 structured water is more than just a scientific curiosity. It is a testament to the profound elegance of nature. It is what we are. It is who we are. It is life, in essence, with what we're talking about here now. Because for those people who have been with us all along, and we went back in time to understand even how water was formulated in the first place, and then how it led to actually the enhancement of life as a whole. So amazing. Water is the most amazing thing on this planet, and it is so very, very important to each and every living thing. And when we say water, again, we aren't talking about H2O, the stuff that comes out of your tap or that's in most bottles around the world. We're talking H3O2, the water that's inside of you. So in the context of cancer, it shifts our perspective from a paradigm of warfare that's attacking the body with toxic chemicals to a paradigm of restoration. By restoring the energetic and structural integrity of the water within ourselves, we give the body the order it needs to heal itself. Wow. The potential possibilities of water is absolutely amazing. So by embracing the science of H3O2 and integrating it through holistic practices and biophotonic technologies, we offer cancer patients not just a supplementary therapy, but a renewed sense of hope and a purposeful path back to vitality. When we align our technology and our lives with the fundamental truths of nature, we don't just survive, we thrive. Now, this is your visual, and it really does say a lot. Everything that I have said throughout that presentation, and this is the final piece. I saved this for the very end. And the reason I did this, because it speaks volumes. This is healthy cell structure with H3O2 water, providing the hexagonal hydrogen bonded lattice, the exclusion zone. In essence, the protection that everybody's needing. Now, I mentioned to people before that I have a water distribution business. And part of the water distribution business was alkaline water. And even now, because we do this, our pH gets balanced naturally when we are doing the structured energized H3O2, which is a big deal because when your pH is on, your cells don't look like this on the right. When everything is working properly and you've got the right water and your pH is balanced and you've got the right electricity energy soaring through your body, this is the way your cell would look. This is the way your cell should look. And let me add to that. How the hell do you think you feel if this is what is going on inside your body compared to the obvious opposite side? To me, this is really speaking massive volumes. On the left, we've got order, we've got coherence, we've got life, we've got healing. On the right, you've got chaos, disorder, disease, and degeneration. Have a look. Chaotic hydrogen bond network. Total confusion. No exclusion zone, no protection. Energy loss, oxidative stress, cellular dehydration and dysfunction, and a messed up pH balance. Speaks volumes. As I sit and I look at this should be a simple question for people. Make a choice. What's it going to be? Your future or your future? So strong, I actually feel it. I can actually feel it right here. The reality. So, with that said, let me tell you a little story. So, I hope you all had a wonderful long weekend. So, as you all know, I don't know if you all know or not, but over the last, I would say 4 years, I've lost both my parents. First, my father passed away, followed by my mother 2 years later. And, my mother passed from dementia. She lived an hour and a half away from me in London, Ontario. And so this weekend, since my mother passed away and we had their services, I think if I've been back to London, I've been back to London one time since then. So I went back to London on the weekend and I visited with some family, my cousin, my mom's brother and his wife. Now this is where the story comes in. So my mom's brother is 88. His wife is 94. They're wonderful people. She might actually be listening. So if you are, hi, Auntie. But so while I was there, I could see the discomfort within them. My uncle at 88 had had hernia, sore back, and he's, and he's the one that's doing most of the running around. And my aunt, she's the one that's 94, and she's looking a little bit, she was looking a little bit worse for wear when I saw her this time. The shrinking, the bending, the body bending, and bending over, and you could see that there was some discomfort there. So while we were there visiting, fortunate for me, I did have a strap in the car. So I actually went out and got a strap and brought it in. And the hardest part was getting my uncle to find me a bottle. So I did. I got a bottle, and I structured some warm water, and I fed them both some structured, energized water. I did not add any salt or anything to it at this time. And, at 88 and 94, it was just warm water. And they consumed it, and I sprayed their bodies the best that I could. And I could tell you that my uncle actually got up and was walking around, and he was actually a little bit shocked because his back was feeling better, and he was absolutely being boisterous about, the fact that he could feel the difference, that his back was feeling better. And so that was nice. And my aunt had a shoulder bothering her. And so what I did with her was I fed her the water, and I sprayed her, and I sprayed her well. And because of, you could see that when somebody's bending over that much, that's pain that's causing that. So that, and because of the shoulder issue, I took the strap off the bottle after I finished the water with them, and I wrapped the strap around her wrist on that shoulder, on that side. Well, lo and behold, if she was getting up with easier. And before I left, the shoulder pain, she said, was gone. And I'm going, really? She says, yes, it's good. It's good. So, I said to them, just, okay, make sure you consume some more water tonight. And, you should feel even better tomorrow, sort of a thing. So it was a very, very good thing. And you can see as people get older, and, my uncle looks amazing for 88, to be honest with you. And all I can think of at the time is that I want to do what you're doing, and I want to do it better than you're doing, because I want to live a long, healthy life and be moving like these people are doing. They live on their own and are self-sufficiently taking care of themselves. So for me to be able to go there and give them some better health and wellness, when it comes to family, these are the last of the last that I have. So they're precious to keep around for as long as possible. So that's my little story to add to everything, along with my excellent results from my decompression. And so we've now covered in the last 2 weeks two totally different subject areas. One dealing with back issues and degenerating disc, and losing the fluids out of the disc, and decompression of the disc. And today, we're giving a little guidance on cancer and things that, there's a lot of it happening around these days all over the place. And for the sake of humanity, we want to do the best that we can in order to make life easier, life better, and more comfortable. Whatever it is, whatever we can do, we try to do. So let's go to questions, comments, and see what we've got on the table for today. Speak up if you have ones. Ian's next presentation, I will let you know on that. I'm still waiting for some confirmation there. Don't have one for you there yet. Oh, anybody, if there's any comments or questions in regards to the water or anything at all, feel free. Otherwise, I want to thank you for your time, for being here. And next week's presentation should be just as good. And watch for email later on through this week. Some of the things that are being put together are presentations for the businesses and going in and doing group presentations, even in-home presentations, etc. We're moving forward with all aspects of introduction to people as a whole to get the product functional in their home. And now with the frequency collar, it's great. I can put people out into their homes with the collar and knowing that they're good for like 30 days before they need to recharge, and they're having excellent structured energized water going into their body every day. I have a couple of people I would like to bring on over the course of the next few weeks who have some stories that they could share also. So with that said, no comments, questions, appreciate you all. And
Do you want me to share?
yes, yes,
Do you want me to share? Can you hear me?
please.
So my phone, I'll go back and listen to the recording, but my phone died when you said my uncle got up, and my phone completely died because I've been gone all day. So I was just going to comment, I don't know what you finished with, is that if people don't have the collar yet, they need to get it however they can, because it's, I've been using the app since September and it's done a lot for me. But since I've had the collar, what's it been, 2 weeks, Mike? I think I've had it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Mike always talks about explosive energy, and I'm about 2 weeks after using the collar on my shower head, around every beverage I drink. I do have explosive energy, including today, which is huge for me because I've had my back injury for a while here, and I just, the water's wetter, so it's going in, and whatever that color does to top the app off is just, it's unexplainable.
It's the next level, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the next level. And we're not supposed to share other people's testimonials except for our own, because we know that, none of this cures, heals, or treats any condition. But I've also most recently not given, but my sister got a collar and I let her use it in a pain area. And within 5 minutes, she found the pain to dissipate. And so she's only 4 days using the collar. And I went over there today and she just mentioned she used it on her shower head and she could notice the difference. And that's huge for skin, the smoothness of the skin. Even I notice in my daughter's bath, the water's just like silk when she has a bath. So those are just a few things that, off the top of my head right now. But if you can get the collar, or if you don't have it, get it.
Yeah, it changes how you interact with the water completely. It really does, because there is no more waiting for the app to do the charging. I literally will charge it. I was talking to, I think Rudy's on the call. I was talking to Rudy earlier today, and he's saying, I'm charging it every 2 days. He says, I don't care. It takes nothing. It's 40 seconds to charge it because, and I know it's good. It's functional. It's working because now I
Right.
don't have to charge every time. Yes.
Everything is just so much easier to, the only thing you have to do now is run from one room to the other to, get it off your tap to use it on your shower. But it's constantly with me. And, for as much water and beverages on myself and my daughter go through, it's making life. And, the app wasn't hard to use, 42 seconds, but this is like
Well, I'll
easy
tell
peasy.
you, Okay, so I'll add to what you're saying about how I use my collar. So I use my collar on my water bottle to fill my coffee maker, I fill my kettle, and I absolutely will sometimes, because I'm getting to the point where I want my stuff structured and energized as much as it can be. So I will actually run my coffee. I have a funnel that I use to put like my coffee out of the cup from the coffee machine into the bottle and pour it back into my cup. I think I've got OCD, but the point is that I want it as strong as I can get it. I've just become that way. I run the water into the bottle and I run around the house watering my plants out of the bottle. I'm upstairs, downstairs watering plants all over the place with the water out of my bottle. I've become obsessed with using the water everywhere. So I truly think that people need to make this like a part of their life as much as they can. What the collar does, it makes it easy and it makes it stronger and more powerful and goes deeper. So for people who want to know more, reach out and we'll give you all the info you need. Any questions, comments, feel free. Thank you all. Okay, very good. We'll see you on the next call. Appreciate everyone for being here.